All right, well, our fifth ticker is Facebook. The stock is moving to the upside today as representatives from Facebook and Google testify before Congress on Capitol Hill. The big tech companies are facing questions relating to their companies' roles in the spread of hate crimes and the rise of white nationalism in the U.S. Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley is back with me. And Dan, this hearing was prompted after the mass shooting in New Zealand last month that was live streamed. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, has promised in the past to tackle offensive content. Do you think the big tech companies, one, have the ability to censor this kind of content that they have on their platforms?
I don't yet. A lot of people like to bring up AI as being the ultimate solution to something like this, and it really isn't. AI needs to be taught how to read images. That's a process called machine learning and image recognition, and basically what they have to do is feed these computers images of violence that they would want to sort out. And unfortunately, in the case of the, fortunately and unfortunately, in the case of the New Zealand shooting, they just didn't have enough images that looked like that to then sort out the video. So AI isn't, the ultimate device to stop this kind of content from flooding Facebook or Google, for that matter. One of the other ways that they need to do it is with human moderators, and they have that with Facebook. But the mechanism for how they moderate different videos fell apart when it came to the New Zealand shooting. Google didn't have the video live streamed there on YouTube, but it did get uploaded there. And one of the things that's interesting about the hearing was during the hearing, during which people from Google and Facebook were saying how they're working on shutting down hate speech and white supremacy, actually had to turn off the comments section for the YouTube stream of the very hearing because it was being flooded with hate speech. So it just kind of shows how poorly these companies are at dealing with this and how ill-equipped they are at dealing with such a massive flow of information and comments from so many people.
Hey, Hallie, so it was a year ago this week that Mark Zuckerberg testified in front of Congress promising a slew of changes. One was the offensive content on the site. Another one was privacy. The other one was election. In terms of where you stand, I know you've been covering this story extremely closely over the last year or so. Where do you think he's made the most progress, or Facebook as a whole has made the most progress?
I mean, so, Facebook obviously deserves a ton of criticism for how it reacted to the initial Russian meddling, for how it responded to hate speech, how it kind of flip-flopped on whether or not people should be able to post hate speech. But they do deserve some credit for how they've approached taking down these kind of blanket user profiles that are uploaded from places like the Russian military and from the Iranian army, putting their viewpoints forward. They've done a great job of taking those down, and they publicize when they do, so we know when they're making those moves. They've also done a lot as far as hate speech goes to try to cut down on that and keep people from posting such harmful content on people's comment sections. It just isn't really feasible for them to be able to completely stop it. It's a product that's used by billions of people around the world every month. So to think that they would be able to stop the flow of this permanently it's just unreasonable at this point.
All right, Dan, thanks so much.